Yeah, classic. Love that song. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Blunt Talk with your host, Joey Blaze. We are live in my office here in good old Boonesboro. Joining me tonight to kick off this broadcast are the men themselves behind the YAFFL. Welcome to the show, Mr. John Urey and Mr. Brandon Dietz. Classic.
What's going on, Joey?
What's going on, everybody?
How are you fellas tonight?
Tired but good.
Tired but good. Hey, I feel that. It was quite a weekend we had in Hanover, Saturday and Sunday. Hey, let me tell you, beautiful day Saturday. Absolutely beautiful day Saturday. Didn't look good at first Sunday, but we had a beautiful day in the end.
It's all about finishing, my man. That was the goal from the end. Get a finish, get a winner, and put on a beautiful product. And I think we knocked that out of the park, especially what we had to deal with this weekend.
Absolutely, man. The weather was just wild. It was crazy what we were looking at. I think it was about 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. I looked at the hourly and it was showing 12 straight hours of potential thunder showers.
Yeah, man, it was stressful. I don't know how you guys slept Saturday night, but I did not get much sleep thinking about the decision I had to make. And honestly, looking back at it, I think, delaying that decision paid off. I know when you got hundreds of people that are looking for answers, it's not easy. It's not easy to make a decision on cancellation or postponement or playing. A lot of different factors are involved, and there's money on the line, and people are planning their weekends. So it was stressful. I'm glad that it worked out, man. It was wonderful. God blessed us with some hours there on Sunday to get this thing in. We got it in, and I swear to God, Joey, as soon as we got the field for that chip game, the floodgates opened up and it just started pouring. Did you see that at all? I don't know, like where you guys were at. Were you driving?
So I was heading back on the way home. Oh my God, dude. I was having flashbacks to that Greencastle season we had a few years ago where it seemed like at the end of the day, just as we're about to finish the final game, a giant storm would just break out of nowhere without any warning whatsoever, like a splurge of like storms. Y'all remember those springs a couple years ago where you just be walking down the street on a sunny day and then all of a sudden 6 feet of rain would just fall like that? That was that wild ass time period. That's what it felt like, man. Those spring showers, they're unpredictable. You never know what you're going to get with them.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I was just smiling. The first time I ever really enjoyed just getting dumped on by rain after the chip was over and people had just left. I was just smiling, walking around, cleaning up the cones and the pylons and, just getting hit by rain. And it was such a joy that, it was over. We got it done before that huge line of storms came through. And, we had the rain in the morning to deal with, but it was definitely comforting to see that we got that payout to the winner. We had an actual winner. It was cool.
Absolutely 100%. Really glad we had a chance to finish the tournament this weekend. There was a lot of great competition and bump out there, fellas. Let's just get to it. Let's talk about what went down. Do you guys do we have the link to the results anywhere by chance?
I can do that. I can pull them up and share the screen. Let me go ahead. You guys can talk for a second.
Yeah, let me change that setting real quick to allow you to share. Perfect. We got that on there, John. Good to go there. But yeah, then the weekend started out. First game I did was Gangrene and Gusto Land. That one I could talk about a little bit because I was there for that one. Gangrene's return to the YAFFL. I'm not sure what they were hoping for, as Gusto Land just were all over them in that game. Final score of that one, 18-0. A straight up donut delivered by Gusto Land. And we've talked about what Gusto's been trying to do the last couple of years. They're trying to transcend across different styles of flag football, 9-man, FFWCT 8-man, 7-man. We've seen them do YAFFL 8-man. They looked apart. I was a little nervous about them last season. They had a pretty rough year in their area in terms of how they did overall. But it looks like Gusto Land off to a good start, showing some promise going forward, sending a message to start that day. Did you get a chance to see most of this game, Brandon?
So for me, I honestly think this tournament for Gangrene was knocking the rust off of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those guys haven't played together in damn near almost 3 years. But I know all those guys. Anytime you're going to play Gangrene, you're going to be in a dogfight. So they'll be back. They'll be much tougher than what we had to deal with. What they showed in the tournament this weekend. So
yeah, I believe that 100%, man. Like you said, knocking the rust off as Urey has pulled up the score. He has it on there right now on screen. Looking at the results, it was Wolverines 24, 717 Elite 6. That game is not even close from the looks of it. Wolverines, reason why they're the Hanover champions. They came in there, made a statement early on that morning, setting a tone for what was a great run they had this weekend. Your impressions on Wolverines early on against 717?
So I was kind of flipping back between Wolverines and Mambas for those two games. Wolverines came out and just kind of manhandled 717. They used that big physical line they had and just kind of nobody had an answer for it. At the same time, 717 Elite, they've played together a couple times, but not like that before. I think it's a learning curve for those guys. They'll be back. They'll be back stronger. So
and they played 717 played Baez really, really tough. They almost knocked Baez off there in their second game on Saturday morning.
That was like a dogfight right there. 14-7 was the final in that one, and that's a tough bracket for 717. You draw both Baez Auto, who's been the dynasty of York. Let's be real here. The word dynasty best describes what Baez Auto has done over this last decade. And then you got to play the Wolverines, who won the Hanover League. So it's like you get both champions in a tournament. And for them to come out the way they did against Baez after what happened in that first game, you got to give a lot of props to those 717 Elite guys. And it's not even just in this 8-man. They're traveling all over. They're planning on doing 9s. They're doing FFWCT 8s at East Coast Nationals. They are a team to look out for. They want to get to where Baez Auto, who in my opinion is the gold standard of York flag football, is.
They were beaten Baez 7-6, and Baez scored, I think, within the last minute. They drove down the field to win that game. But yeah, we talk about Elite, 717 Elite doing different styles. Same thing with the FOTR for the Retro Invaders. They came up, they did really well. The Rebels, Baltimore Rebels, yep, both those teams were playing our style pretty well.
Yeah, they all did a really good job acclimating to the different styles. I got to give them a lot of credit, man. It's a lot because you got to remember so many different rules when you're coming over from other styles. And the biggest changeover of YAFFL 8-man is the 3 ineligible linemen you have to start on the field.
Well, they're not ineligible.
I meant to say it. Yeah, my bad. I slipped on that.
Which, Joey, I'm going to tell you, I think it's the hardest format to defend. If you're playing defense against our format, it's not easy. They're eligible linemen. You got to have an interior line per se, but you can put skill guys on the line. They're eligible. You can put big boys on the line and go with a heavy set and down, downfield block. So, it's a little bit harder than 9-man, honestly, because 9-man, they're ineligible.
Right.
So you got to pick your poison on defense a little bit, depending on what the offensive units are presenting.
Yeah, 100%. It's a whole other strategy when you're coming over from those other styles. And, and we did see teams like, say, Future of the Retro who came up here. And I had actually seen them, at least some of their guys on that team last year when they were down in Richmond in that 8-man tournament there I was at. And they came up here running a 8-man FFWCT kind of offense. And they were even wearing triple threat flags. Can we talk about the last time that was worn in York or Hanover?
Well, it was the last tournament, to be honest with you.
Last time they were in? Okay.
Yeah, it was the last tournament.
Wow. But I thought that was cool. They came out there, they played their kind of ball in your all's game, and I really admired that. A team who did not try to change who they were when they came over. They had the same identity. They came out in the same set and system. And I give them a lot of props. They did pretty well in that first day, enough to get them up there to about the 5 seed. They went 2-0 plus 27. Really gave it to the NWO. They beat the Zombies, who ended up actually getting to the final
semifinals. Yeah.
Yeah. Before they, I believe, fell to Baez on day 2. I don't know what the final of that one was offhand.
Yeah, I'll pull that bracket up next. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. You guys can go ahead and talk. I'll pull that bracket up for Sunday, and then we can get into some Sunday games.
All right, cool.
Well, before we get into Sunday real quick.
Go ahead.
So I want to speak on 2 teams that legitimately played completely out of character and really stepped it up for this tournament. One was Mamba Mindset. Mamba Mindset for Hanover has always been a mid-tier team. And this tournament, they really kicked it up a notch. A-Rod really helped them out. Racine Williams, or as we call him, Boots, really was the MVP of day one. Home, I think he scored 5 touchdowns in two games, plus 2 interceptions. He was amazing. And then the other one was Impact. Impact was bullies on day 1. And even in day 2. Day 2, they were really, really tough. And literally, I think we'll get into them once we pull up the bracket. But that was by far one of my favorite games. Sunday was the Impact versus Zombies.
Overtime.
Yeah, the OT game was amazing.
There it is.
There we go. So the morning, I guess afternoon in this case. I'm not used to tournament starting in the afternoon, a little different.
How about that, Joey? Joey, wasn't that cool?
I got to sleep until 9 o'clock this time. I was really happy about that.
Hey, real quick before we start about Sundays, what was it like giving out gift cards to players, Visa cards on the spot like that? I didn't watch your lives, but you never done that before. What's that like? It's
exhilarating. It really adds a lot to the game. It adds to the presentation. I really liked doing that. That'd be something that I feel like that a lot of tournaments should try to look into. Give the players something to play for more, if they can't there were a lot of spectacular plays that went down, man. It was hard to just give out one or just one because everybody was balling all weekend. It was a great time watching a lot of those games up there in Hanover. Overall, this was just an awesome tournament. And you look at the results on Sunday, right at the gate, that Zombies Vice City game. What a dogfight that was.
What a catch.
Yes.
Mr. Knowledge Timmons.
Was that game?
Slips and falls, throws his hand up in a fit of anger, and as his hand lands on the ground, the ball lands there. Unreal.
That was weird.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I wasn't on the field for that one. I was at the
literally ball gets thrown up, it's a jump ball. Vice City bats it down, and as Knowledge just slams his hands down in just pure frustration, the ball lands square in his hands.
You're talking about a former Penn Stater.
Oh my God, I was dumbfounded, and I was on Vice's sideline. They were all cheering, and all of a sudden they go, you could just hear that air go out of them, and I'm just like, oh, that's terrible. But it was a hell of a game, though. Crazy physical.
Yeah, did anybody film that one? Was anybody live on that field?
They, like I said, that was
Machine had
almost
something.
yeah, but they were all downfield pretty far there, Joey. It was
Gotcha.
almost like a deep post that got tipped into the other player's hands. It was definitely a far away shot.
Gotcha. That's still awesome nonetheless. Great description, Brandon. That's a highlight, man. That's a highlight. Looking at the other two games on there, Wolverines 14, Gusto nothing. Gusto, we talked about, they came out well on day one, but day two, Wolverines tough draw that start that morning. That's a very deceiving 10 seed.
Look at the Baltimore Rebels, though, going through that 13-0, 12-0, and then a close loss to Wolverines to miss out on the chip.
Let me tell you about the Baltimore Rebels. I'm gonna give them a lot of credit right about now. I covered them the last 2 weeks. I saw them in Westminster last weekend. Saw them in Hanover this weekend. They have impressed me each time they came out. Last weekend, they played two teams in the ATA Warriors and the Savages, extremely tough in that 8-man style they play over there in Westminster. And then this weekend, they came out on Sunday and did not allow a single touchdown in 90 minutes of play. It wasn't until the Wolverines scored that touchdown. I want to say it was toward the end of the first half that number finally was snapped. And it was almost 100 minutes by that point that they did not allow a single score in that game. And, I got to give a lot of props to Jim Lahey, or I know I butchered the pronunciation all weekend, apparently, I learned, but Lahey.
Listen, I just called him Bearded Jimmy, and that kid balled out like crazy. My boy Jake Watson was pulling flags like crazy. I haven't seen that man in 10 years, and he's out running down 22-year-olds.
They were criminally underrated, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they were undersized. They were undersized, honestly.
But they came out and played
advantage.
Yeah, they played with a lot of heart over the weekend, man. Like, their defense was lights out. We talk about, and you look at lights out defenses, them and Baez Auto on that Sunday barely gave up almost anything. Wolverines, they gave up nothing as well to Gusto. They played excellent on defense. They kept the Rebels out of the end zone twice on two different occasions when the Rebels were driving. Once was a pick in the end zone, the other turnover on downs. They stepped up in a big way. I look at the 4 teams who got there: Baez, Zombies, Wolverines, Baltimore Rebels. Those 4 teams, they definitely earned their spots 100%. And you got to give props to Baez. A tough dogfight with the Invaders that morning. Like, that looked like it was a hell of a game going on.
Yeah, and the same thing, Baez's defense didn't give up any touchdowns on Sunday either. I think they give up 12 points on the whole weekend. Yeah,
and all 12 of those. Actually, it's going to be 18 because of it's going to be 19. The 7 that 717 had.
Mm-hmm. That's right. From,
Wolverines. Yeah.
So yeah,
Baez defense, man, lights out. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this Baez Auto team is going to do in 2021. I think a lot of people were starting to wonder about Baez for a bit, but this team ain't dead. They just keep getting better. I mentioned the resume that Baez Auto has put together, not just in York, but what they've done in 9-man as well. They've been in the Final Four of almost every single tournament they've been in, if not the quarterfinals. They're always a top 10 team in any tournament they appear. Most of the time, though, they're top 5. That's how good this Baez Auto team is. They transcend across different styles, but they bring the same tough physical approach no matter where they're playing at, what style they're playing, and what they do. You got to give props to Baez Auto, man. Their defense is excellent.
And that's the thing, we've seen Baez now with probably 3, maybe I'm going to say maybe even 4 different quarterbacks stepping in there, and they're still winning these games. So it's a testament to that defense for sure. For you to be able to bring in a quarterback and still win games, basically if you can score 1-2 touchdowns, you're going to win.
Absolutely, dude. Like, they have done excellent And I've been following them. The first time I remember hearing about Baez, two of my local league teams went to Ocean City and played them. And both of them came back with the same story of how tough and physical they were. They were an old school kind of flag football mentality. And they definitely have proven time and time again that they are one of the best teams in the 4-state region.
So you got any guys lined up to interview tonight at all, or what? I have no idea.
I have Dallas. If he can, let me see. I'm going to cue him right now.
See if he can join in with us as well. I want some questions on this.
Yeah, and I did put a link in the comments. Anybody who wants to get on, click the link. If you have Zoom, you're in. At least let me know who you are. Sometimes there's other names on there than your own, and that kind of throws me off a little bit. I'm pretty sure.
How was the food, Joey? Was the food all right? I don't know. Like, did you enjoy it, guys?
The pulled pork sandwich was excellent. It was so good that I got halfway full. I got halfway through it and I was already full. It was so good, man. Like that was, oh, dude, I love that pulled pork sandwich.
That's cool. And the custom gear or swag stand that they had set up was just as busy as the food vendor. For sure. I mean, I don't know what the total numbers were on what they sold, but you literally could go there and get a custom shirt, whatever you wanted to create on it as far as their options. I thought that was neat. That's the first time we ever did that.
I like that a lot. I really dug the shirt that Austin Falkenroth gave me on.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, big shout out.
Hell of a job, Austin.
Yeah, we're going to have that jersey hanging up really soon when we get to the regular studio again. But, like, it was an excellent weekend, fellas. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of great football going on. It was my first time seeing your all's version of 8-man flag football, which I got to tell you, what a game. 8-man is played in so many different ways compared to any other style. I've been in about 4 different 8-man tournaments, and I've seen it played in 3 different ways so far.
But I got to see some of those 9-man teams come into our 8-man style and see what they like with that. Because every now and then, those big guys like to release and catch the ball.
And, there are a lot of those big guys who play O-line on the 9-man level. Jared Cohen of Vice City made a big statement for himself this weekend. He had an excellent touchdown reception at the very end of their win on Saturday.
Yeah. Do you see he had 2 little dip moves there on dropping the hips and scored on that catch.
It was sick, man. I've been telling him he's got to get out in that skill position a little bit more. Like he's got dual threat talent. He can catch, he can block. That is a commodity to have. That is a great weapon to have with you. And another great weapon joining us right now. Let's get him on. The man himself, Baez Auto.
What's up, Joey Blaze? What's up, Brandon Dietz?
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Good. How are you tonight, Dallas?
Good, man. I'm good. How about yourself?
Wonderful, dude. Fantastic. It's been a good weekend. We're kicking off this week. We got a lot going on. I know you're all ready for what's to come this football season, but let's first talk about this past weekend, Dallas. Another championship for Baez Auto up here in Pennsylvania. Walk us through it game by game, how it all went down.
You want me to start on Saturday or go straight to Sunday?
Let's start with Saturday, right off the gate, the Wolverines.
Well, I actually missed the first 10 minutes of the game.
Why were you late? What were you doing, Dallas?
I got a flat tire and had to jog to the field. So
had to jog to the field. Hold on. How far did you run to the field, bro?
I don't know, like a mile and a half.
Jeez.
I called up Be Real and I said, "Hey, I have a flat tire." I was like, "Could you come pick me up?" He was like, "Dude, the game's about to start. I'm sorry."
Dude, Dallas, hold on. Dallas always has some classic stories about his personal tournament sagas that he's got to get through. I'm not going to go there tonight, Dallas, on you, but you do have some classics at these tournaments, man.
Hey, man,
there's probably some that I don't even know about.
This was a minor one, all right. No, yeah, I think I showed up and the score was, I think it was 14-0. And as soon as I got there, it was right after Brandon just had that crazy run into the end zone for a touchdown. I just happened to miss it. I just got to the field at that time, and I think I was putting my cleats on, and it was like, I don't even know. It was like maybe 45 seconds. I just got my cleats on, and we got another pick, and that was good on the field. So I mean, our defense balled out that game. I mean, we won that game 33-12. And Tony was on point, and then we went on to the game to 717 Elite.
Hold on a second. Is that we're not going to talk about the ankle breaking route that you ran?
Man,
because I got an earful. You wanted a gift card. You want to explain that?
Look, man, I need a gift card. I just need one in my life. That's what it is. No, I just ran a good route and fell down. That was it. I don't know. Okay. He said, I mean, Joey Blaze had it on film, said he slipped. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So, but then we moved
That's
on
how
to
I appear from back there. I may have been out of the gift cards by that point, though, because I remember getting out the first 3 games. And
I know you were trigger happy on the gift card. That's a rookie mistake on your behalf there, Joey.
It was difficult. Like I wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure what constituted it, what didn't, because everything was impressive to me. You know how I give
tough.
It is tough, man. It really is. You know how I always give the love out there to everybody.
Yeah,
it is tough. I mean, I saw you gave one out to the Gusto receiver, the first touchdown catch of the day. I was like, okay, there goes Joey with the gift card.
That was an awesome catch. I want to say that was the one where he was in the back of the end zone and just got it. And he was facing away from the end zone, so he knew where his feet was and everything. That was an awesome catch. He went up for it and everything, dude. That was sick. There were a lot of great plays this weekend.
I mean, there was a lot of good plays this weekend. I saw a few myself. I mean, I definitely think the Knowledge Timmons one was one of the best ones that I've seen this weekend, to be honest. And then going back on film and watching Malik have his one-handed interception, and then seeing Reese's one-handed interception.
Reese's was really good.
Yeah, they're athletes. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, so then we went into 717 Elite, and yeah, they gave us a dogfight. They really did. I don't know
why.
We were just off for. I feel like we were just off our game in the first half. I went to catch a ball, bounced right off my hands. They got an interception off of that. I played like shit the first half, and we just couldn't get anything going rhythm wise in the first half, and found ourselves in a hole come second half. Finally score a touchdown, and they drove down the field again on us, and then I think Reese wound up getting another big pick. I can't remember who it was, but someone batted the ball up in the air, and Reese just happened to be there, got the pick, and we went down there. Last 30 seconds in the game, and then JJ beat his corner on a slant for a touchdown to give us the game. So yeah, they gave us a good dogfight.
I did give a gift card out to one of their defensive linemen for 717 Elite. I think is it Devin McIntosh? Guys, help me out. I'm not sure. He played his ass off. He was very physical with your offensive line. Yeah,
I mean, I didn't really get an opportunity to obviously watch him because he's on the field, right. I'm running my routes. But yeah, I mean, if he got a gift card, he was doing something right. So, but yeah, they definitely gave us a fight. It was a very hard fought game, and we really had to step it up there and get something back. I mean, that pick by Reese, it was probably less than 2 minutes left in the game at that point. Really helped us out. We needed something to kind of push us, and then we went into day 2-0. So
Tyler Real commented that his guys on defense were adjusting to the O-line release by 717 Elite.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were doing a really good job. Whoever their quarterback was, I think his name was Bennett. He's a vet style 8-man quarterback. Really knew how to release his linemen, and that definitely threw us for a whirl. He was getting multiple first downs, controlling the clock. I think we maybe had 4, maybe 5 possessions that whole game on offense, and he was doing a really good job just keeping his team on the
You
field.
have,
and
you have to do that with you guys. So you got to keep your offense off the field for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did a good job controlling the clock, and he made a lot of smart decisions. So, I mean, he definitely played really well at quarterback, and that was a good pickup by D. Will. So,
like you were saying, Joey, how about D. Will getting some people to sign that line for 717 Elite, man? He's all over the place, recruiting, getting guys in there, bringing this quarterback in for this tournament.
Yeah, he wants to compete, man. He thinks there's enough talent in our area where there can be multiple travel teams, and he's definitely putting the money where his mouth is. I mean, he's definitely recruiting, he's traveling, he's trying to do everything he can to get his name out there, and there's a lot of respect there for him. So he's definitely doing what he needs to do.
And there's a good point about that to be said with how many travel teams you can have. I think it was John, you yourself told me YAFFL is a total of 900 players. And when you have a lot of people like that and run that deep, there is definitely a lot of talent available. And I see it up there. Like there were a lot of players up there I looked at and I was thinking like, these guys got to be out there. These guys got to start traveling.
Yeah. Joey, what's next?
After that, I believe the next game for them was I can hear myself in the background on one of your alls. I'm not sure. I don't know who.
It's Dallas. He doesn't have a microphone.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you good, bro? You good? I forgive you.
Yeah, we played the Invaders first game of Sunday, but first, let me just say something. Our defense gave out nothing but a donut. You know, we were eating donuts after the whole all day Sunday. We gave them 0 points. So
yeah, that defense was absolutely dominant. Walk us through going against the Invaders, because I talked about that Invaders offense. They came out with FFWCT style offense for 8-man.
Yeah.
What was your impressions facing it?
Well, I'm gonna say, first of all, we didn't have a quarterback for the whole first half of that game. So we had Malik playing quarterback, and that was I don't think Malik has ever played quarterback before. So we didn't have a quarterback the first half, and I think Tony wound up getting there. We only had 2 drives with Tony at quarterback, so we didn't really have our offense per se on the field. But that's no excuse. I mean, they definitely gave us a little bit of a fight. I mean, they definitely had a different style of offense. There was a lot of linemen released. I think they only have maybe one guy blocked the whole game, and their quarterback stood back 20 yards.
Yep.
And
That one guy though could block his ass off though.
Yeah, but I mean, the quarterback was throwing 40-yard passes. I mean, from where he was standing, and I mean, he had a hell of an arm.
Dallas, did they get close to scoring it at all?
Maybe 2 times. Don't quote me on that, but I think they crossed over. They were in the red zone, I think 2 times, but didn't capitalize on anything. And we wound up winning that game 8-0. So it was definitely what I would like to say a tough fought first game. So
who scored the touchdown to get you guys to win?
I actually did. So the guy lined up 2 plays before, and he ran an out route, and I wound up being, I don't know, it's like 3-4 yards behind him because I didn't expect the lineman to leak out and run that out. And I think it was like the next play, they ran the same type of route combination. And this time Tyler stood in the middle of the field, which gave me an opportunity to sprint out toward the out, and the quarterback threw the ball, and I jumped the route and just, took it to the house. I mean, there was nobody there, so it was an easy return.
So you had a pick 6?
Yeah. So, and then the next play, the 2 points came from the center snapping the ball over the quarterback's head, and it landed in the end zone. So wound up winning that 8-0. So, and then moving on from that game, then we played Zombies. We kind of just jumped on them early. I mean, I think it was 24-0 at the end of the first half.
Because I remember I signed off from the last game with the Rebels and Wolverines, and I was assuming Gene had the rest of the other game because he was already over there. As I walked to my car, I ran into Gene. I said, Gene, game's still going. What's happening? He's like, it's 24-0, man. They're not coming back. I'm like, oh,
Well, and to give a little presence to zombies, what they went through the game before, anybody would have an adrenaline dump after that. So it's just
No, it
having,
happens. No blame whatsoever to them.
yeah,
man.
it's just
tough, especially when it's Baez auto, man.
yeah. But to throw to have an up and down game like how they did before, and then you have to play Baez. That's a tough thing to do.
I think anytime that team in blue appears on that schedule, it's a tough thing to do. Like, these guys just come out and ball every single time. Like, if I were to say one of my favorite teams to watch up in York, it's Baez auto right now. They are just rolling. And I really look forward to seeing what they do this upcoming year. Dallas, talk to us. What's next on the agenda for Baez?
Oh, it's Ocean City.
You excited?
That's what's next. Oh, we're absolutely excited for Ocean City. We really are. We're there with the mindset that, we know what we need to do. We've fallen short in a couple tournaments where we need to step it up, and we need to bring one home. I mean, we really need to bring one home. So we all got the same mindset. We're going out there. We're looking to win. So we got all the pieces. We just got to put it together. So, and I don't think there's a doubt in my mind that we're not going to be able to do that. We got the best defense. We got lockdown corners. We probably got the best pass rush that any team's ever faced. Got a very in-sync offense. We got components on our team that just complement the next component. It's who are you going to guard? Who are you going to throw the ball to? Who are you going to outrun on our defense? I mean, I think we have the best team to run with. I mean, I feel fully confident in saying that I think we are the best team right now on the circuit. So
there is definitely a strong case to be made for that, for Baez auto. You take a look at the resume they have put together over the last decade. They are the dynasty of York. Since then, and I talked about this on commentary, and I know we're going to 9-man for a second here, but look at the results they've had in the last 2 years. Ocean City, runner-up to AFN. Virginia Beach, semifinalist to AFN. Charm City Classic, semifinalist to Rideout. By the way, AFN and Rideout both won those tournaments they beat Baez in. 3 in a row, they lost to the tournament champions. You go over and look at Worlds last year. They got to the quarterfinals at Worlds, falling short to the Nomads. And then you get over and look what happened in this year's Nationals. They went out, they got to the quarters, fell short to the Spartans, who were the runner-up in the tournament. The runner-up they fell to is Aftermath at last year's York tournament. They are competing at a high level, and the only teams who have shown it could beat them are either A-level teams like Aftermath or teams who were either the winner of the tournament or the runner-up. Baez is always in it. They have the resume to show for it. The potential is there, and I get the feeling this may be their best year yet as time goes on.
Joey's spitting bars on history of 9-man. He don't forget who beats who. It's a classic. Good work, Joey. Hey, we got a side comment here by Mark Williams from DMV. He wants to know if these teams in this 8-man scenario that we ran this weekend can compete with the DMV 8-man teams that you've seen perhaps last week at I don't know, was it Westminster or wherever?
It was Westminster.
Nitro, Bernie.
Right, the Nitro, yeah. So he wants to know if these teams up here in the YAFFL can compete with those DMV teams, 8-man.
I can tell you it's going to be tough because what style are we playing? Are we playing YAFFL?
Two different styles.
Yeah, like.
I mean, our style is physical.
Yeah. I think it would depend
guys
on
like
what
me
style they're
actually
playing.
do something wherein their style, I'm out the picture.
Okay. Don't get me wrong, dude.
There's not too many of your guys out there usually, Brandon, but I do see guys out there your size who have gone out there and gotten bump on that 8-man level in the FFWCT. But I think it would depend on what rules they're playing by, man. Like, it would be hard to ask one side or the other to try to play the other's game unless they're already cross-trained. Like teams like the Baltimore Rebels, they got experience in both. 717 Elite, they've started to get experience in both.
You're really just taking away this. You're taking away the spread offense. That's really it's all you're taking away.
I think it's different flags too.
Yeah, because
you got that
triple threat.
They got that flag when they touch it with their.
But I'll tell you what, those invaders played physical. Dallas, they played physical, right?
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't say they didn't.
Right.
I got knocked with my ass, so I can't say anything. So yeah, I definitely. I mean, the man.
I can't really answer that question for Mark. You know, I mean, I think there are definitely going to be some teams that are in the thick of it for sure. But Dallas, you know, you always show up big in big games, man. You had a touchdown in that chip yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Consistency in the chips. I'm telling you, Dallas first, he's always scoring a touchdown when the game.
I mean, that was Tony, man. That has nothing to do with me. He sold a pump fake on the out, and you know the corner bit up. He saw it, and he just dumped it over top. I mean, it was all Tony. It has nothing to do with me. I mean,
but that's 717 Elite game.
I mean, that was just.
No, I'm sorry. The Invaders game. I'm sorry, the Invaders game. That's on you.
I mean, yeah, I understand that. I mean, but the defense puts us in position to do that. So they gave me the position to roam free, and if I saw something that looked like I could get to it, to go get it, and that's what I did. So, I mean, I'm no defender. I'm not our corner. You know, I try to play in the best position that I can. So that's our defense, man. I don't do anything special. My numbers call. I just try to make my play. That's all that matters. You know, and then at the end of the day, when times get tough, we pick each other up and we get back to work. So, you know, not one player on our team, I think, separates anybody from the other. I mean, I just happen to talk more.
Mark Williams says he would like to see some of the YAFFL teams come to East Coast Nationals, an event we'll be at in May. I know 717 is making the trip. I've heard that. Dallas, think Baez can make the trip?
I don't know. I mean, I know we're really focused on 9-man. We're really focused on 9-man. So I can't really answer that right now. Or like I said, right now we're looking at Ocean City. It's the only thing that matters at this moment.
Understandable, 100%, one tournament at a time. You know, we did see Gusto land down there at East Coast Nationals last year. I called one of their games on Sunday, and they competed well, I thought, you know, for a first time coming out in that particular 8-man style. I would wanted to see YAFFL teams come down there and play in that tournament. I agree with Mark 100%. I think that would be really awesome to see. I think as we get closer together as a flag football community, I think we're going to see a lot of interesting things these next few years with a lot of teams crossing over in other styles as this game continues to grow.
I think my biggest comment that I'm reading right here is from Brian Bennett. I think that's the quarterback for 717 Elite. He says, this was a fun tournament. I can't wait to come back up there again. So, so that's an 8-man FFWCT rule guy, and he came up, played little YFFL style, and that's a testament to our game.
They should transcend that 8-man to make it the YAFFL 8-man. I think that's a more competitive style 8-man in my opinion. The style that we play is, I think, the most competitive style. So, you know, it's definitely physical. And you can still incorporate the lineman release, and you can still spread it out and everything else like that. But it's a lot more physical. The sonic pop flags make it, the shrooms make it a lot harder to pull. It's a different style. I mean, and it really feels like football. I mean, and that's at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to play. We're trying to play football. So
gives the big man a chance too.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I just love the way this tournament was ran. I love the style you all play. It's very unique. I I have to say, as we go on this flag football journey, the more we see, the more I'm amazed. And this past weekend in Hanover was a great time, 100%. And I got to give a big shout out to you gentlemen for helping to make a show out of it. It was awesome. And I personally look forward to being back up there very soon.
No, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate all your hard work. You busted your ass this weekend. I mean, same to you, Dallas, and same to you, John. Like, we couldn't do this without just me or Urey. It's everybody. Like, when we say better together and we do all this other extra stuff, it's for everybody. And like I posted on late Sunday, like it just humbles me just how everybody was saying how great it was and how much fun it was and how the environment was amazing. To me, that's awesome.
Let's end this tonight with a quote from Dallas first. Dallas said on Saturday night, real late, "Let's chalk it," right? Hey, Dallas, I'm glad I didn't listen to you, buddy. You got $1,800 worth of reasons to not just chalk it.
Man. We just wanted a decision. You know what I mean? We got things to do on Sundays. You know, we're just trying. It's not easy sitting around waiting for a time and trying to figure it all out. You know,
imagine making the decision on it though.
I wouldn't want to be in your position. I mean,
I gotta pat myself on the back for once. You know, I give you guys a lot of credit. You run some good routes and all that, but man, that route I called this weekend, we're in there, baby.
It sounded like more like an audible to me.
audible, yeah.
But it worked. It worked.
Hey, guys, thanks for being patient with me. I swear to God, this was not an easy decision this weekend, but I appreciate everybody's work.
I really like the fact that you already have a plan in place for the next time, and that'll be able to straighten everything out so there's no miscommunication or anything like that moving forward. So we appreciate what you guys were able to do. Obviously, we're excited, you know, to be a part of the league and being able to play, you know, just flag football. That's the reason why we do it, right? But at the end of the day, Baez is still a champ, so we're still here. So
let's chalk it, Joey. Let's chalk it, bro.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great year ahead. Any other updates you guys have for tonight for the viewers?
Not right now. We got league play going on in 2 weeks in Hanover, 3 weeks for York, I believe. 5-man's starting up here in York as well. Hit up my man Austin for that. He's got all the info. So overall,
enjoy Easter. Enjoy Easter. Have a good holiday. Yeah. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate all of you. Thank you for
Thanks for having me, Joey. I appreciate it.
No problem, Dallas. We'll have you back on Blunt Talk next month when we hit the beach.
Hey, I look forward to it.
I look forward to it as well. Yours truly be turning 30 that weekend.
Oh, boy. Oh, man.
I'm ready to join the club, fellas.
It just gets gray from here, brother.
April 22nd.
April 22nd.
I've noticed that once you hit 30, your body becomes a little bit more sore after a game. So,
oh, Dallas, you got some more chips in you yet, bro? Hold on now, you gotta get to 18 for me.
We're trying.
All right, guys.
Hope you guys have a great night.
Y'all
have a good night, guys.
Take care, bud.
So we get ready and sign off, everybody. So we get ready and say good night. We'll see you all the next YAFFL tournament. For Dallas first, John Urey and Brandon Dietz. I'm Joey Blaze. We'll see you on the football field. Good night, everybody.